wanna know what you're thinking. There are some things you can't hide. I wanna know what you're feeling. Tell me what's on your mind.
Hey everyone, Erwin for We're Negative back with another episode. And you know what? I'm getting sick of this. Chris isn't here. He's on vacation. I want to wrap this Halloween bracket stuff up. It is quotations or asterisks still in the Halloween season, even though it might not be anymore. But still, these brackets got to get done. And you know what? If Chris is out on vacation, I got to bring in some relief hitters for this episode. So, first up, former guest of the show. He was on last year. We talked some popcorn buckets, conventions, comics. Todd McFarlane. He's back. Fan favorite. We got Bob Camacho. Bob, how you doing?
Oh, hello. Thanks for having me again. I'm doing good.
That's good. And he was on earlier episode of this Halloween bracket. We've had him on before. And as he likes to have in his notation, he is the king of Florida. He has been on more episodes than Patrick. Patrick is a grumpy old man, and he loves Limp Bizkit. It is the Rob. Yes. Rob, welcome back again.
So nice of you to have me with 2 hours notice after you couldn't get a hold of Patrick or anybody else to pinch hit, if you will. You know. Well,
I mean, if the Devil Race have taught me anything, is that pinch hitting, they're really bad at. But they're also really good at bunting. And so we need you to come in with this bunt for this episode.
Yeah. We try to ignore pinch hitting and lineups only in October, when it doesn't count. So, that's...
They have to get their couches ready for the World Series.
Jeez. Well, I'm happy you know what? I think I called it last episode. I did. I think I called last episode I was on here that I hope the Rangers win, because now as a Rays fan, I've got the ultimate excuse. It was the Rangers' year.
It was.
There's just no stopping them.
It definitely was. It was the Rangers' year. I mean, now everybody knows that Arlington is not a part of Dallas or Oklahoma. They officially know that now. Until next year when people forget about the Rangers again. Then they'll be like, they're Texas. They represent the whole state of Texas. So anyways, guys.
Oh, damn, they did win the World Series.
Yeah.
He
took a shot in the dark. He didn't even know.
Go Texas.
Oh, wow. Arlington thanks you. They do. That threw me off the game. God damn you, Rob. So tonight we're covering 2000s.
Just wanted to make sure.
And Friday the 13th. I thought you knew this as much baseball as you watch. I thought you knew the World Series outcome.
Well, no, because I didn't watch one game of the World Series.
Well, nobody really did. Did you see the
Not a lot of people did, yeah. About to say.
Wait,
the only one.
I thought I could watch baseball like I watch college football just for fun. No, I can't. Like, if my team's not there, I'm not watching it. And I fucking hate the Phillies. I hate them so much. I mean, I hate I hate them with every fiber of my being.
Tell us how you really feel.
So, like, even watching them lose, they were on my television. I couldn't stand it. So I haven't watched a game. I haven't watched any baseball for weeks.
See, the thing with the Phillies is that Philly has a lot of rowdy and noisy fans that think that they're being true. All those fans think they're, Daniel LaRusso. They all think they are, and they're not.
I think it's hilarious because after they did lose, the whole Philly brotherhood fell apart, and people were burning their jerseys in the parking lot and crying like a bunch of bitches.
Pretty much. Well, I mean, the Phillies have the Flyers, the Phillies have the Eagles, and the Phillies have the Phillies.
Yeah,
so
those Philly Eagles lost to my New York Jets, so the Eagles too.
I don't think anybody claims the New York Jets. That's like
I do. I rep the Jets.
You rep the Jets? Yeah, I think you're like one of like 20 people.
Well, I'm probably one of one because I was so excited when Brett Favre joined the Jets. I bought for an incredible amount of money a Brett Favre Jets jersey that I have hanging proudly in my closet right now.
He can't even bring it up for Super Bowl Sunday. It's just to wear that one day.
I've never worn it. I bought it and it's in my closet. And then I'm glad I didn't buy an Aaron Rodgers one. So,
Well, I mean, if you would have bought an Aaron Rodgers one, it would have been injured in the first 3 games.
I wonder if they'd let me trade it in if I had bought an Aaron Rodgers one.
I'm sure you could find somebody who will give you the trade.
Nah, I got my Brett Favre. I root for the Jets.
I'm
passingly,
sensing a color theme for you.
I like green. Very much do like green.
Okay.
And then of course I'm a Buccaneers fan now that I moved back to the Tampa Bay area.
Okay.
And again, I watch them casually. But probably a Jets fan more than anything, but I don't take it seriously.
Okay, that's
I don't really take the NFL seriously at all, but I didn't even know the Jets beat Philadelphia until Joe Namath tweeted about it. It's fucking amazing.
Well, yeah, they beat Philadelphia, and it was a funny game to watch because
Oh.
nobody expects the Jets.
No, nobody expects the Jets. That's how we're gonna win the Super Bowl one day. Just nobody's gonna expect it.
Well, you're gonna have 30 players show up with folding chairs, taking out the other team, then putting themselves in the game.
Pretty much.
They're gonna come out to Stone Cold's music, start hitting people with chairs, take their spots on the field.
It's just they're a sleeper pick for the Super Bowl. I'm telling you.
Oh well, hopefully they'll make it far.
But I haven't watched the Super Bowl in 5 years either, just like the World Series. So
Why not? Commercials are fun.
Oh, yeah.
I don't. I'll end up watching like Halloween H2O or something instead of the Super Bowl. I'm almost certain.
You know what? I'm glad that you mentioned that movie instead of the other movie that you're known for. So I'm glad you did that.
What's
But
the movie
speaking
known
of-
for?
There's a movie that is really terrible called Unfriended. that
It's
he
not terrible. The
apparently
movie's fantastic.
loved. The movie is terrible.
I've seen it. Okay.
I went out
I've seen
and
worse.
bought a MacBook just because of that movie. I fell in love with it.
And
Damn
that's wow. That's so speak. Okay, so since we're in the holiday season, Rob, have you watched anything else more since last time? Besides,
I watched Exorcist Believer. I watched that giant pile of steaming dog shit. Paid $20. Look, that movie was so bad it even upset Carmelo.
Well,
That's how bad that movie is.
Didn't that Chicago lawyer kind of coax you into getting that movie for $20?
He did, because I texted him. I'm like, "Is it really that bad?" And he's like, "Oh, it's awful." I'm like, "Is it bad enough for $20?" And he was like, By then I'd already bought it, so I watched it, and it's the most boring thing I've ever seen in my life. And
I thought all good lawyers are supposed to offer free consultation before you do that.
yeah. He wasn't being a very good lawyer to me. That is for damn sure. And then, but you know what? I mean, and then we did. That's what I told you. We did that live episode with Dracula Dead and Loving It, and I hated it because that movie's too good.
I love that movie.
I love it. That movie's too good to do a commentary on. One, because you just watch the movie because it's so good. But two, like Exorcist Believer sitting right out there. Like that's just I could spend 3 hours ripping that movie to shreds.
Okay.
What else did I watch? I don't know. Shudder's been really good lately. Honestly,
I started up Creep Show recently.
Yeah, the season 4 Creep Show is very good.
They're on season 4 now.
Yeah, season 4.
Shit.
They have two. They have one animated special. That is phenomenally good. Kiefer Sutherland does a voice in one of them, and it's really good. Trying to think. I watched that. What's that? Don't Talk to Me, or the one about the hand, the Australian movie.
How was that?
How good or bad?
It was good, solid,
Okay.
solid. It was. I wouldn't have paid the $20 when it came out, but I think I rented it for like $5.99. It was well worth it. I thought it was really good, solid. Cobweb was solid. I watched a lot of the classics. I've been on a big Hammer film binge. Not like I haven't made it to like the super obscure ones yet, but like pretty much anything with Peter Cushing, I've really been enjoying.
So the Hammer ones, how many Draculas have you watched?
Well, see, I have to Google it before I watch it because I'm trying to sort of watch them in order. So I started off with 58. I think I'm like up to like Dracula AD 72 or something. But I found myself enjoying Peter Cushing way more than Christopher Lee. Like I know Christopher Lee is a bigger name, but the Hammer films that have him and Cushing or just Cushing, like Cushing alone with the Frankensteins, all those crazy weird. I think those Frankenstein movies are fantastic.
They're good. They're good. So is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Yeah,
and some of the effects are really like not great, but a lot of the Dracula movies all have some kind of a thriller suspense aspect. They're telling a story. Like there's one where he's already in jail and he's you go along for a ride, and I really do like those.
So have you watched Satanic Rites of Dracula yet?
No, it's on my list because you told me it was terrible, so I have to watch that.
That is very terrible.
I ran into a lot of issues with Corman because so many things of Corman's. Well, you have AIP, and then you have was it New World or whatever?
New World,
and then he sold that in '85 and started another one. And so there, if you just Google Roger, there's like a lot of crossover between New World. Like there's a lot of good New World stuff later in the 80s, but they're not necessarily Corman. So and there's just too many titles. It's like you said, it's like canon film. So like I'm trying to avoid the absolute garbage, but there's like 376 titles.
There's a lot of them.
So I kind of gave up. Have y'all seen the Hammer TV show that's on Shudder?
I started watching that, and then I think I got like maybe 4 or 5 episodes in. And it's good. It gets good. It's like Tales from the Crypt, but in the UK. I really like. I don't know if there's any more seasons of it, or if they just licensed so many. But I really like that. The whatever story, Hammer Stories or whatever. I actually Hammer
really
Horror
like
or something like that. Yeah.
I
American
need to
Horror.
get back on Shudder.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, dude, Shudder. The movies on Shudder. I'm telling you, if you go to Shudder, you go to featured. I would say like 7 out of 10 are all home runs. I mean, they're good. They all have really good stories. The Unwelcome is fantastic. I love it.
Because I haven't been on Shudder in a while. Because I was talking to Aaron about it the other day. Because we were talking about the VHS movies, and they have the newer, the newer ones that are on Shudder.
They did. Shudder did like a run of, I would say, at least 8 movies. The Sun, Caveat, Unwelcome.
Shed. The Shed was one of them.
The Shed. There's all like these one-name titles, and they're all and they all dropped in like 6 months. And me and Savannah on like a Sunday afternoon, like we didn't have any work to do, and we were just like, let's just put some on TV. We rolled through about 2 or 3 of them, just having one of those you're just whipped days, and you're just gonna lay around the house. And I would say 3 in a row, just on the featured list, back to back, all 3 were 7 out of 10. They were all interesting. They were all good. They all had good stories.
Deadstream was really good.
Deadstream's fantastic.
Deadstream was really good.
I think Deadstream is honestly, I think Deadstream is the definition of 21st century found footage.
Yeah.
I love found footage movies. Love them.
Well, and this one does it right. This one allows you to watch a found footage movie. From Aaron, it's got to be like 20 different angles.
Well, it follows like a YouTube streamer or like a Twitch streamer.
And he's a vlogger, so he's setting up GoPros in corners, and he's got this like little tab. I mean, and they didn't, the way that they explain it flows so perfect. You're never lost. You are entertained. I mean, from the cold open for that movie's insane. Like as soon as you hit play, you're locked in till the credits roll.
Yeah, it is really good, and the twists and turns that are a part of it make the movie work.
See, like that kind of movie right there, that's the kind of movie that I hope it makes a ton of money, but I don't understand how it ever will, because that movie deserved a much bigger audience. Now I know Shudder paid for it, and I know that, but I mean, I don't know exactly how my whatever $4.99 a month Shudder computes to, but that movie compared to and several other Shudder movies, you're just like, I hope they made money, because that Deadstream is so underrated.
That's on my list. I'm putting that on my list right now.
Fright Rags did a few shirt designs, 2 merch designs for Deadstream. Unfortunately, like they did think 5 and only 2 of them were actually good. The other ones were pretty terrible.
Well, it's like I think whoever has the contract for, maybe it is Fright Rags, has to be probably Fright Rags for Joe Bob Briggs. I mean, I can't wear any of those shirts. Like the designs are cool, but it's just too crazy and too busy. Like Aaron's designs, is very similar to like my wife's designs. I think I like the minimalist to where you get the head nod.
Yeah.
Like people just get it. But if you're walking around with your whole chest is a giant like oil painting of Joe Bob, you know what I mean? Like it's just like I wish they had like if they just had a shirt that just had the last drive-in on the chest and like his caravan, like his trailer with beer bottles and the old, like I would buy that. But I'm not buying this huge
portrait. You're not buying a portrait.
It looks like the movie posters for the old Indiana Jones.
It does.
It's this giant collage, and it's just too busy for me.
Or it's the box art from Army of Darkness.
Yeah. Yes.
The old box art for Army of Darkness.
I mean, shout out to Fright Rags. Hopefully they'll sponsor us.
Hopefully.
But your stuff sucks, to be honest with you. So, get your shit together.
All right. So, Bob, what are you watching this Halloween season?
Well, I was just about to ask you guys, because I know you mentioned you like found footage stuff, and I've been on, because I have like Prime and Hulu, and even Tubi's got a shit ton of horror stuff. So there is because I have a friend of mine, and she loves horror movies as well. So me and her kind of go back and forth. Have you ever seen The Monster Project?
Yes.
No.
Okay, Aaron says yes. You said no. Aaron, what did you think of it without me even saying anything?
I'm no spoilers. It was fun. It was a little different, but it still had a lot of cliches from other movies in it.
Different, yes. That's what I felt too. But I like the story of it. I mean, it was pretty interesting. And like I said, I'm a sucker for found footage movies.
Yes.
I think it executed pretty good. Of course, there were some flaws in it, like every movie, but it was on Prime. I saw it on Prime. It's The Monster Project. I would definitely check it out, though. I mean, it's. Okay. I thought it was entertaining. That and that Tales of Halloween. Did you ever see that one?
Tales of Halloween.
Yes, I did see Tales of Halloween.
That's the anthology one, right?
Yes, this is the anthology. Yes. The only complaint I have about so those two are like my newest ones I've seen like on Prime. But the only complaint I have with that one, like the intro for that movie is incredibly long. I mean, I don't know if you remember that, but the intro is incredibly long. And the last story, I believe, was kind of like a letdown. But I mean, it was good. I like that as well. But I mean, those two are like probably the most recent ones. But the most recent big movies that I've seen. Saw. The last Saw was the last movie I saw, the big movie I saw, which that was a total letdown. I did not like that at all.
That's what I've heard. Yeah. Saw X is bad. So
yeah, very, 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 very let down about that one.
But for found footage movies, 1 or 2 movies I can recommend: Grave Encounters 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's a good one. Good one.
You have to watch them back to back. That's good. And then also Hell House LLC.
Haven't seen that one.
3.
I'm gonna have to veto Hell House.
What?
I'm gonna have to step in.
What?
Veto Hell House.
Veto it.
I think the story is good. Well, okay, I'll give part 1 a break.
Part 1 was good,
But the story was good. But man, they kept making sequels, and I think the production value got less.
it did.
Like, I mean, like it's like sheets hanging. But I did want to add 2 more. So I watch a lot of stuff. The Werewolves Within is my 10 out of 10.
Okay.
That I think The Werewolves Within is hands down one of the best horror movies I've ever seen.
Werewolves Within, because I love werewolf movies.
So that one popped up on Shudder recently. I did see that one on Shudder.
It's incredible. 10 out of 10. It's a horror. It's 10 out of 10. It's got great gore, great story, good comic relief. And then I keep forgetting to mention this one, but it popped up when I was Googling. Reptile on Netflix with Benicio del Toro and Alicia Silverstone.
Okay.
That's a horror movie?
It's a slow burn murder suspense thriller. I think it's fantastic. I mean, it's like it's if you're into true crime or anything like that, or just you appreciate phenomenal acting, Justin Timberlake, Benicio del Toro, Alicia, everybody in that movie. It is the endings, and it's just so good. It's just a twisted murder thing. It's kind of gory and stuff, but it's not, I wouldn't say horror, but if you're into if you want a really good, interesting, and you're really figuring it out the whole way, and the ending of the movie is really good and it actually connects. It's just really well written.
Okay.
I thought it was fantastic.
I have to check that one out. So since the last recording, I've watched a few new movies. Most notably, I have watched Five Nights at Freddy's, the big name.
I did too.
I know nothing of Five Nights at Freddy's, so I didn't even attempt to watch it.
Okay, so Rob, have you ever played any of the games?
I don't play video games.
That's a goddamn lie. I know you do.
I don't play video games.
Yes, you do. I know you do.
Video games is a gateway to liberalism, and I will not stand for it. I'm doing my best to try to make America great again.
I know you play Fortnite with Fago, and you drink Fago.
Oh man,
I know all of that.
The Fortnite.
Did you get those Instagram videos I sent you of that Juggalo kid that?
Yeah.
Dove onto a washing machine.
Yeah. But I've played the games. I played the first 2 games. And Rob, you haven't played any of the games.
My kids actually played them. I mean, I guess
mine too.
Are they a game or they're like a phone app? Isn't it like an app on your phone?
No, PC. It's a PC.
Yeah, it's a game.
Okay, I know for sure Reagan, my daughter, is either playing it or has played it.
Okay. So the average I've found out is that if you have played the games, you're not going to like the movie. If you haven't played any of the games, you're going to love the movie. It's fun. It's great.
I thought it was good.
But you also haven't played any of the games.
Well, I mean, no, but I'm telling you, lining this thing up to Exorcist Believer, Five Nights at Freddy's was more exciting, scary, and suspenseful than The Exorcist.
And I will say that I also watched Willy's Wonderland, and
Savannah votes for Willy's Wonderland.
I love Willy's Wonderland.
Better.
That's funny.
Savannah really she watched Five Nights and was okay with it, but there was 2 or 3 times she's like, they've already fucking made this with Nicolas Cage and it was better.
And they also made the Banana Splits.
Oh, I haven't seen the Banana Splits yet.
I remember that one.
So Five Nights is the multi-million-dollar movie. Willy's Wonderland is the indie film that still has a lot of money behind it.
Yeah.
Banana Splits is a sci-fi original that went straight to DVD.
Yeah.
So
but it was good though. I like the Banana Splits one. I thought it was entertaining.
Do I still have that one? I think I let somebody borrow it and never given it back yet.
Is Banana Splits like the Winnie the Pooh thing? The trademark ran out or something, and they
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, did you going back to Five Nights at Freddy and Willy's Wonderland? Did y'all ever see that really short film on Hulu, The Hug?
Yes.
You ever see that?
That's
what it reminded me of.
It's on Shudder too.
Oh, okay. That's what it reminded me of, because it hugs that little kid or whatever and like eats him or some shit. I mean, that's.
Oh,
I
the
saw a
hug was
clip on.
good.
I saw a clip on Five Nights at Freddy about that. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, the hug. It's on Shudder when they're in their short film section. It's
Yeah.
good. I did see that. I'm like, oh wow, I can't.
Have any of y'all seen Skinamarink on Shudder?
Yeah. It's not good. It's not good. Skinamarink is not good.
Oh, we were like, it was the scariest movie, and all this, and I made Patrick watch it. I was texting him like, dude, this shit's insane, man. Like, you have to. 20 minutes in, he's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm gonna kill you. I'm like, no, man. You just gotta wait. I had him on the hook for I think about an hour.
Yeah.
That's the worst fucking movie I've ever seen.
Skinamarink is pretty terrible. It's not good at all. But speaking of terrible movies, it's time to jump into our brackets. And starting off, we're going to go off with a day that happened in October, Friday the 13th. So we have eight randomly picked Friday the 13th movies that are battling it out with each other. Best 2 out of 3 votes wins. That title goes on to the next one, and we get to our final. And Rob, I see you looking up the ceiling like you're praying to God to hope this goes over quick. But
no, I mean, are they? Are we voting Friday the 13th 1 through 8, or are we voting Friday the 13th 1 through 12? And they're just 8 random ones in there.
There's 8 random ones from all 15 of them.
Okay, that makes this a little bit more difficult.
It does. So to kind of start us off, our first battle will be Jason X versus Freddy versus Jason. Bob, pick first. What's your pick? Jason X
which one's better, in my opinion?
Which one's better in your opinion? Which one did you?
I'm going to go with Freddy versus Jason.
Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah.
Okay, Rob, what's your pick?
Well, just like last episode, where you and the other guy were supporting Nazism, I cannot support pedophilia or child murder.
Oh my god!
So I'm going to be voting for Friday. I'm going to be voting for Jason X. I cannot support Krueger.
Oh, you're talking about
who was
Puppet
a kitty.
Master 3.
Yeah, when y'all were supporting Hitler.
Oh man!
So I can't support Freddy.
Oh man!
So I'm going to have to vote for Jason X. And again, like last episode, I'm laying it out. A vote for Freddy is a vote for pedophilia.
It's Freddy versus Jason, not Jared Vogel versus Jason.
I couldn't watch that Jared Vogel documentary. I felt 20 minutes into it. I was like, nope, we're done. Not doing it.
I don't think anybody can. It's
so.
It's wrong. It's just.
It
wrong.
is. I mean, I watch tons of murder and I'm fine with it. I could not even come close to watching that documentary.
That bad, huh?
It's just I don't know if they get super detailed or really nasty about it, but it's just filth. I mean, like it makes you feel so fucking disgusting.
Wow.
It does. All right, so my vote. I've heard Rob's argument. Bob, I know you like that one. I know you picked that Freddy versus Jason. I'm going to pick Freddy versus Jason because that one is.
There we go. Really trending like last episode. I see.
And okay, both movies, because I mean they were not, in my opinion, honestly, they were not good. I've just found Freddy versus Jason more entertaining than Jason X. Just for the simple fact that, I mean, it was pretty big when it was announced and, when it was coming out, 2 icons going at it with each other. So I think that's what's pretty much swaying my vote too, just because it was a big deal back then.
Also, Kelly Rowland was allowed to talk finally outside of Beyonce's shadow. The real star of Destiny's Child was allowed to talk.
Yeah.
My biggest issue with Freddy versus Jason, aside from child murder and pedophilia, is I watched that Camp Crystal Lake stories.
Yeah.
And the 2 guys that wrote it, or the writers, directors of Freddy vs. Jason were more offended that she said the F word, which I'm not going to say on here because Aaron will be upset.
Oh yeah.
But they were like, oh, and we didn't write that bullshit. Of course you did.
Yeah.
Of course you wrote it. It was like the late 90s, early 2000s. That word was thrown around more than hello.
That word was used more in a Call of Duty lobby.
Yeah. I've described my friend's shoes with that word. Like, it's not a big deal, but also I think like what Bob said, when it first came out, I was just like, yes. But then I remember I watched it again. I'm like, this is just like really shitty fan fiction. Like this isn't even good fan fiction. This is shitty fan fiction.
Yeah,
true. Very true.
So that's the first battle. Next up, we have Friday the 13th Part 2 versus the Friday the 13th remake.
Oh.
All right, Bob, you can go first on this one. What's your pick?
Is this the one with Jared Padalecki or whatever? You talking about that remake, right?
Yeah, that one. The one with the supernatural guy.
Oh, okay. So either that one or Friday the 13th Part 2, you said?
Yeah, Part 2.
I didn't really care for the remake, honestly. I mean, I'm probably just gonna say 2, just because I didn't really care for the remake. I mean, it didn't really do it for me. I mean, if anything, I'll go something more nostalgic than the reboot. I mean, I didn't really care for the reboot.
Hey, fair enough. All right, Rob, what's your pick?
Well, I've made it very clear that I hate Supernatural and I despise Jared Papalapodakis. So, but I'm gonna go with the remake only because Part 2 was okay. It was Sack Jason. It's still kind of cool. He's not my favorite.
Yeah, I like
but
Sack Jason.
Derek Mears, I think, is the best Jason.
Okay.
Not the best movie. I'll agree. The remake was kind of a letdown. It was super fun, though. They did stick pretty true to Jason. But Derek Mears, he's just the best Jason. I mean, he's huge, but he's not covered in, he's not bumbly. I mean, he is just this monster. In the interviews with him, he was like one of the only guys to ever play Jason that was super stoked to be Jason. Like he went after that role to be Jason. Where Kane Hodder, I think, loves that he was Jason, but he didn't go out to be Jason. Like Derek Mears, he was so good.
That's true.
And 2 to me is just not like any real love loss for that movie. It's not. I don't revisit it that often, but I'm gonna go with 09.
You're gonna go with the remake. Okay. Yeah. My pick. I love Part 2. Steve Dash was a great Jason when he was running after him with the sack on his head. The remake. I'm not a fan of Jason or Jared Pacalacki or whatever the natural guy is.
Papalapodakis.
Whatever his name is. But the remake also had Juliana. And if you've seen that movie, you know that scene, you know who she is.
Yeah, they're stupendous.
Stupendous. So I'm going with the remake on this one. And it looks like the remake pulls ahead to beat Part 2.
Also, I'm going to say, in the remake's defense, the comic relief of those two characters, the black guy and the Asian guy, I think the writing was good. I actually enjoyed. There's things I didn't enjoy, but for the most part, I actually laughed when you're supposed to laugh. And I thought the kills were really good.
Okay, hey, that's fair enough.
I did like the bow and arrow when they're in the boat or whatever, and he shot the arrow, hit that dude. That was actually a cool kill.
The added drama of where's my sister looking for him, and then like the rich kid who's just overly, and that really sucked for the movie.
It did. Yeah. They kind of brought it down.
Well, when certain characters enter a scene and you immediately tune off, like that movie had a lot more of that for sure. You're just like, fuck it, God, just get through this scene.
It definitely did. So next up, we got Friday the 13th Part 3 versus Friday the 13th Part 5. I'm going to go first on this one. I'm going to pick Part 5. Roy is a better Jason than all of them. Plus, you got Deborah Voorhees in that movie, too.
Oh, my God.
Rob, what's your pick?
As somebody that interviewed Deborah Voorhees, which was weird because Rob belted that VHS tape on pause. I have to go with Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D because that's where he gets the mask.
Yeah.
He gets the mask, the harpoon to the eye. Shelley. There's just so many. Oh, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm almost certain. Yeah, Part 3 is the one that has that great kind of cold opening with the guy. Like, I'm gonna tell you the real story about Jason. Like, it just kind of has like it gives me the tingles. Part 3 is, for me, I really love Part 3.
Okay. All right, Bob. Looks like you're the tie.
I'm going for 3 slowly because of the mask. Just like Rob was saying, I honestly don't remember too much of 5, but I do remember the mask for 3. So I'm going for 3.
I think you remember Part 5 for different reasons entirely.
Yeah, probably.
I think Part 5, but also coming from me myself as a B-rated podcast host in his own right. But I think Part 5 unfairly suffered from the MPAA. They cut so much of that movie out that there's segments of that movie where people are literally running for 7 minutes.
Yeah,
just running because they cut that movie to pieces.
They did cut it to pieces. They did cut the pieces. So Friday 13th Part 3 advances. Next battle up, we got Friday 13th, Jason Goes to Hell versus Friday 13th Part 6. All right, Rob, what's your pick?
Part 6. Jason Goes to Hell versus anything. Jason Goes to Hell loses. That movie is an abomination.
You know what? I'm surprised that your reason for not picking that movie was because of the end credits with the pedophile hand coming out of the ground.
That. But, no, I actually Friday the 13th. I rewatched every single Friday the 13th movie over 2 days, and Jason Goes to Hell still sucks, and it sucks a big, like, yeasty infected donkey dick. I would rather close my balls in a car door than watch that movie again.
Okay, so you're picking Part 6. Bob, what are you picking?
I'm gonna have to go, even though he'll probably hate me for it. I'm gonna have to go with Jason Goes to Hell. Slowly for the fact about Freddy. Even though the movie, I know the movie does suck. I ain't gonna lie, the movie does suck, and I'm sorry, but the whole Freddy scene, I mean, that was a huge deal back then.
That was a huge deal.
And that's still a huge deal to me. And I love that end. That ending was badass. But yeah, movie sucks. Didn't really remember the other one, so I'm still gonna go with Jason Goes to Hell.
Well, Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah.
All right. It looks like I'm going to be the tiebreaker for this one. All right, looks like I'm going to be the tiebreaker for this one. I'm going to pick Jason Goes to Hell, mainly because we get to see Kane Hodder get killed by Jason. Look-alike.
It's just so fucking stupid. I see why you invited me on this show. There obviously was some collusion in the background happening. Like, one, how the hell did Jason Goes to Hell even get on this list? We're talking 8 movies out of 15 in this. You know what? Doesn't matter. This is just a game that's being played.
It is a game. It is a game of chance and voting. It's democracy.
But we all know that the voting system is rigged in this country. So
this isn't Canada.
No, this isn't Canada. Fuck Canada too. Fuck.
Blame Canada.
Fuck Canada. Except for Letterkenny. Letterkenny's good.
Oh, wow. Hey, I enjoy Blue Blood. That one crime dramedy or crime drama that's on Netflix with the guy who played Tig from Sons of Anarchy. That was a pretty good one.
Yeah, I've never seen Sons of Anarchy.
What? That's a good series.
Never seen Sons of Anarchy. Never seen Breaking Bad.
Whoa.
I watched like 2 episodes of Peaky Blinders. I didn't like it. There's a lot, honestly. I watch a lot of stuff, but I also boycott or just miss a lot of things too.
All right.
I mean, both great series. I mean, you should probably check them out. I mean, they're really good.
Yeah, they're pretty
I'm
good.
not listening to either of you after this whole Jason Goes to Hell debacle.
All right. Next,
He's like, y'all got no taste.
I guess we do. All right. We're in the final 4. We got Freddy versus Jason versus Friday the 13th, the remake. Bob, what are you picking?
Once again, I'm going to go with Freddy versus Jason, just because I like I said, the remake didn't really do anything for me. But Freddy versus Jason, huge deal. Then I'm still going for Freddy.
Doubling down on the diddler. I see how it is.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, Rob.
Don't apologize to me, okay? You apologize to those children. That's what you need to be doing.
Oh man. Yeah.
Apologize to the children.
Yeah.
Okay, Rob. I already have an idea what you're going to pick. What are you going to pick?
I'm going to pick the remake.
Oh wow. Oh, okay. I'm going to tie break. I'm going to go with the remake only because of Juliana.
Only because last episode he was outed as a Nazi. So this episode,
man.
that is not true.
Gonna try to. I do believe. I mean, I have to re-listen to the episode, but I made really good points. So,
do you see me wearing a Chicago-based safety vest? No, you don't. Does it say the Bulls on one side and the Bears on the other?
I don't think he watches the Bulls or the Bears. I don't think he's ever mentioned sports.
He doesn't. I don't think he even watches horror movies until like the week before.
He went to the. I heard he went to the American Psycho musical or something. I didn't even know that was such a thing.
Yeah, as a popcorn vendor. Okay, so anyways, we've got Friday the 13th Part 3 versus Jason Goes to Hell. I'll start this one off. I'm going to pick Jason Goes to Hell.
Why? Why would you even do it? Like, good and damn well, Friday the 13th Part 3 is so much better than Jason Goes to Hell.
Jason Goes to Hell. The opening intro with the girl at the camp. You got the nerdy guy who is an action star apparently out of nowhere. You've got you got the Necronomicon making an appearance in the movie. You got the
it's just pandering.
And that pandering has worked.
Kathleen Kennedy had something to do with that movie.
And that pandering has worked for me. So Jason Goes to Hell's got my vote. Rob, you know what? What's your pick?
Anything but. What was the other 3? Part 3.
Part 3.
There you go.
3. Yeah.
For I mean, too many reasons to list, honestly.
And plus Jason staying at the end.
And it was in
Freddy
3D.
At the end.
No. Quit trying to influence Bob's vote with the damn Freddy.
This is actually a little bit hard decision just for me, just because, like I said, I love the ending for Jason Goes to Hell, but I love the mask at the Part 3. I'm gonna go with 3.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go with 3.
Oh, you Russian sympathizer, you.
It was kind of tough for me though, but I'm gonna go with 3 this time. I'm gonna go with 3.
Okay. All right, and we're in the final 2 for this bracket. We have Friday the 13th, the remake, and we got Part 3. I'll start this one off. I'm gonna stick with the remake. That's gonna be my horse to win.
Oh man,
sticking with the remake. Bob, what's your pick?
3.
3.
No contest. 3. Yeah.
All right, Rob, what's your pick?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pick. Yeah, I'll pick. I'm gonna have to pick 3. 3. I mean, I think 3 is one of the better movies out of the whole franchise for sure.
It is. Part 3 is one of the better ones, even with the 3D gimmick. It definitely was. Shelley people remember him more than anything else over Fox and over the other two gang members, especially that lanky guy.
Oh yeah.
So the winner for the Friday the 13th bracket is part 3.
Part 3.
Part 3. And that
I'm glad the remake did not win this.
I am a little disappointed that it didn't. Juliana is sad.
I think the remake gets a lot of. I mean, I recently rewatched it.
And it gets a lot of hate.
It's part of the whole, Michael Bay revolution. But I mean, it's again the added drama and just honestly that one character really brings it down.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I love the opening to it. I love the guys going out in the pot farm and Jason roasts somebody alive over a fire. I mean, I thought, especially for 2009, we hadn't seen Jason in a long time, and he comes out like that. It was just like, I remember in theater, I was like, holy shit.
They did keep some of the elements, which I'll give them that. Yeah,
they definitely did. So, all right, let's hit our 2000s up. Let's get that going. So here we go. So Rob, I know you don't know the movies. It is basically 8 movies from the early 2000s, 2000 to 2010, randomly picked. I made sure that they were released in the 2000s, the early 2000s, so that way there's no shenanigans. And funny enough, one of the movies that it's in this bracket, you recently covered. No, wait, different podcast. Never mind. Strike that from the record. That's a different podcast.
Well, what other podcasts are you listening to? I listen to Cult 45. They're a fun podcast based out of Houston. So I've never heard of this Cult 45, and I have to check them out. I thought you were listening to the horror show with Sean and Joe. That would have really been.
Nah.
You'd have really been cheating on me.
Nah, I don't listen to them. But Cult 45, I will give a shout out to just because they are hilarious on their movie takes. And one of the movies that's on this bracket they covered, very funny episode. Now, I know when I say the title, I'll give them a shout out then too. So first up, we have Ghost Ship versus the Dawn of the Dead remake. Ooh, Bob, you want to go first on this one?
I'm going with Ghost Ship.
Wow.
Probably because the opener. I love the opener. I love the music. I love I love Mudvayne. I mean,
I have to ask this question.
That's right. It had Mudvayne on the soundtrack.
It did.
Yeah.
After the opening 15 minutes, what else happens in the movie? Or can you,
what do you mean?
Remember what else?
Mudvayne. Obviously, Mudvayne happens in the movie.
Yeah, Mudvayne. Yeah.
Mudvayne happens.
Were you not listening to the other co-host? Mudvayne.
Are you trying to say that the rest of the movie is forgettable? Is that what you're trying to say? Just the opener was good?
You trying to say somehow that Mudvayne's not as good as Slipknot? Because it's really going to get bad here in a second.
I've seen them both in concert, and Mudvayne was not good in concert.
You know what?
How dare you?
He's trying his best. The poor dude is like 350 pounds now, and he looks like he's 87 years old.
I'm a
he's
Mudvayne
trying,
fan.
He's trying.
I love Mudvayne, but seeing them live finally after all this time, they were terrible. Chad was forgetting his lines. He was stumbling around like it was a drunk narcotic, like in a blind haunted house. It was terrible. He looked like a drunk duck, like waddling around.
Well, Mudvayne back then in their prime was definitely, way better. But I mean,
Mudvayne back then was getting all the bitches. Now they're just a bunch of bitches. So, I mean,
that's cold. Yeah, but in my defense, I do like Dawn of the Dead. Honestly, the only thing that killed it for me, and I know it's really not a huge deal, was probably the baby scene. I don't know why. I never cared for that whole thing. That was kind of stupid in my opinion. But I mean, I didn't. That's one thing I don't care for in that movie, and it kind of like it's. I didn't care for it. That's what I'm trying to say.
You know what? I'm not sticking up for Tay Diggs, but when your pull-out game is whack, you need to take care of things. Zombie Apocalypse is the perfect place to have that happen.
All right.
Was that actually Tay Diggs?
Was it Tay Diggs or was it Omar Epps?
Oh no, it was Mekhi Phifer.
Oh, okay. Mekhi Phifer.
So Tay Diggs. Okay, cool.
They do not all look the same. Calm down.
I didn't say anything.
It was Mackay Pfeiffer. I was thinking Tate Diggs for some reason. At least I didn't say Omar Epps. So I mean, but so you're picking Ghost Ship. I'm picking James Gunn's Dawn of the Dead remake. I'm picking that. Rob,
James Gunn. That wasn't James Gunn.
It was Zack
Yes, it
Snyder.
is. No,
Snyder.
James Gunn wrote it. James Gunn wrote it.
Yeah,
Gunn
but
had
Zack
the heading
Snyder made him fast.
Yeah, it was Zack Snyder's at the helm.
And I've
Zack
got
Snyder-
a lot of things to say about Zack Snyder.
Zack
Uh-oh.
Snyder watched Return to the Living Dead and got his idea from that movie for running zombies.
I hate Zack. I like Zack Snyder when I watched that movie in 2004, but I'm not a Zack Snyder fan.
I'm not either. Army of the Dead sucked. All right, so what's your pick, Rob? Dawn of the Dead remake or Ghost Ship?
Man, trying to really. Oh,
One opened up with Mudvayne, one opened up with Richard Cheese.
I love Richard Cheese. I've been listening to Richard Cheese for a long time. Get down with the sickness, you fucker. Get up. Come on, get down. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go with Dawn of the Dead only because I truly don't remember that much about Ghost Ship. I do remember the opening. Mudvayne is better than Richard Cheese. But I don't remember 04. I haven't watched 04 Dawn of the Dead in like 15 years. But I remember seeing it in theater, and I went 2 times in a row, back-to-back nights to see it.
So what you might not remember is that Phil Dunphy from Modern Family.
I do remember Phil Dunphy was in it.
He was in there.
It suffered from what I do remember. I mean, I didn't like the ending. I don't like how we don't know or we do know about the island.
Yeah.
I really hated that Casey died. Like they made some, and I hated the baby scene. I thought the baby scene was just ridiculously stupid.
Yeah.
You know, there was a lot of throwaway characters in it at one point, and then there's just stupid. Like I'd say the entire final act of that movie was stupid decision on compiled, and it was kind of meh. But I mean, it started the revolution. I mean, without that movie, there's no Walking Dead. There's none of that huge zombie revival that happened. But it's a close edge, but I'll give it to Dawn of the Dead.
Okay. So next up we have 1408 versus House of the Devil.
Ty West's The House of the Devil. Okay.
Yeah.
God, I really do like that movie.
All right. Rob, you're up.
I really like House of the Devil. I really because Ty West made it feel like 1978. He made it feel so good. I love the was it Tommy Noonan or whatever, the big guy. And what's her name from E.T. was it? He brought back some old school ones, but I'm going to give it to 1408. I really like that kind of storytelling in 1408. And I think John Cusack did a fantastic job for a guy being just stuck in a box.
That's true.
And it's Stephen King. So I think 1408 is just the better all around movie.
Okay. All right. Bob, what are you thinking?
Well, I know the movies. I don't even remember watching them. If I did, they're forgettable in my opinion, honestly. 1408 had Sam Jack in it too, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I can't even tell you who was in The House of the Devil. I don't remember it, even if I've seen it. I'm just going to have to pick 1408. Really don't have any discussion on it, honestly.
Okay, that's no problem. 1408 was basically a Stephen King autobiography movie. That's basically his biopic, if I had to sum it up. That's also my pick.
I just thought it was really good. I mean, in 1408, I think was a real sleeper, even when it came out.
Yeah.
but I need to rewatch 1408. 1408 is just a real. It is autobiographical, like it's being trapped in Stephen King's mind during one of his benders, probably in the 70s or 80s. But
definitely
Sam Jackson and the way it was filmed, and it pretty much is like it's pretty much like a mix, like you said, like Stevie. It's like a mix between like The Shining, Pet Cemetery.
Yeah, you get elements of all
like Rose Red, but it's all trapped in this one hotel room. And it's just good.
You get elements of all of his books kind of thrown in there.
Yeah, and if you're not a Stephen King reader, you wouldn't pick up on it at all, and it doesn't hurt the movie that you don't.
Yeah.
But if you know King, you're like, oh, that's that. Like there's one ghost in it that straight up is from The Shining, and you just know it without them saying it. So I mean, I think it's, and Sam Jackson was hilarious in the movie.
Yeah, you have that ghost. You have the one that feeds on fear, which is like Pennywise.
Yeah.
So you have different things that are elements from his books and his movies and all of that.
And Cusack really played like a young King. He was a little overweight for that role, and he was smoking and drinking, and he had that just fuck the world attitude. Which I mean, my mom's been a King fan since the 70s, and I've reread all the books handed down from her. And it pretty much, Aaron summed it up. I mean, like it's an autobiographical short story for Stephen King.
Yeah. So, all right. Next up, we have Dead Silence versus Darkness Falls.
Oh, okay.
You've got some good ones on this list.
I had I think 24, and I put them on like the randomizer wheel, and whatever was left was the ones that I put on the brackets. All right, so Bob, what do you want to pick first? Dead Silence or Darkness Falls?
You know, I just rewatched Dead Silence not too long ago either. I'm gonna have to say Darkness Falls. I love the whole tooth fairy. I love the whole tooth fairy thing.
I see you, bitch.
No, it was that movie kind of freaked me out a little bit. I mean, it wasn't scary.
That movie scared the fuck out of me, dude. And I was like,
wasn't scary to me. It was just kind of like mystery. It was a mystery. You know, it was creepy as shit. Which I like. I like the tooth fairy story.
Yeah, I was I was probably like 16 to 18. I got that shit from Redbox or Blockbuster or something. I made the mistake of watching that shit in my room at night. And that movie fucked me up good.
Now, don't get me wrong. Dead Silence is kind of freaky too, because I mean, it's like dummies insane. You know what I mean? So that's creepy in itself too. But I mean, I think just the aspect of beating a tooth fairy was, you know, I like that better.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Rob, what's your pick?
Oh man, I actually really love both of these movies, and these are great sleeper picks. I'm gonna probably lean. Oh God, that Dead Silence was so good with that nursery rhyme. Mary Shaw had the dog. Like, so good, but. And it is terrifying. That scene in the crawl space and the tongues getting ripped out.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to give it to Darkness Falls mainly because Darkness Falls did less is more perfect with sound design.
Mm-hmm.
That shrieking noise that she makes, and you don't see her. You know, and you're just like, I mean, it gets into you. And a simple story, like you said, the Tooth Fairy. It still does. Like, I mean, I think they're both even on like the quality, but I think you see a little too much in Dead Silence, and the ending of Dead Silence is I like a happy ending. So, you know, Dead Silence's ending was a little out there, but no, Darkness Falls is phenomenal movie.
Definitely is. And that wins the vote. I was going to pick Darkness Falls as well, mainly because of the I remember the movie Maniacs figure that came out for Darkness Falls. They had like two different versions of the Tooth Fairy, and they were hard to find because they were released before the movie came out, and you didn't know which one you're going to get if you could find them. They were really hard to find.
Yeah.
So
the cold open for Darkness Falls is highly underrated.
Yeah.
A kid in his room, and I mean, I had that. It may have been Netflix when they had DVD mailed, and I put that thing in. I was in my room, and probably stoned, and in my parents' house, and just like in the dark, pseudo dark, and you just hear that. Even on like an old tube TV, you just hear the sound. I mean, and it just that movie just gets you. It does. For me, it makes your skin crawl.
It definitely does. Definitely does. So Darkness Falls wins. I also have to give a shout to Dead Silence, mainly because I bought the Blu-ray recently. My daughter saw the cover and she thought that was a Goosebumps movie. Another Goosebumps movie. Like, oh, that's not Slappy. That's not Slappy, Glenn. Sorry.
So you put it in and y'all watched it together as a family.
Oh God, no, I couldn't do that. I couldn't let her watch it. At least not yet. Not yet. Because he would not be able to handle it. And it looks like we lost Bob. He hated Dead Silence as well too. And he jumped the ship. He jumped the ghost ship. So
no, Darkness. God, I think I just rewatched. You know what? Was another sleeper? I don't know if it's on your list, but The Boogeyman. You remember The Boogeyman that came out like in 2006?
Was that the one where like the opening where the guy got pulled underneath the bed?
Yeah, you can't find it. You can't find that movie anywhere anymore. It's not on YouTube. It's not on any. It's like Tales from the Crypt. I don't know who is dealing with licensing. I do know the Boogeyman.
Which Tales from the Crypt? The movie or the
TV series?
Yeah,
it's gone, man. It's like off the face of the earth.
In 2019, when I went to like my final Texas Frightmare weekend, Arrow Video was out there, and they were talking, and other people were talking too, Vestron and Vinegar. Apparently, Arrow had the license for Tales from the Crypt for Blu-ray to do it on Blu-ray, and they were going to release it, but something happened with some of the music in certain episodes to where they couldn't get the license for the music, and it can't get released because of music licensing.
Well, it's horseshit because Showtime or HBO was the one that cut it. So HBO Max should have the end all be all. And if not HBO Max, it should be EC Comics. Where the hell did the licensing go for that was like one of the highest running. I watched reruns of that shit on TBS like 20 years after it had stopped airing.
I still have all the Blu-ray. I mean, not Blu-rays, the DVDs of that series because I love that series.
Yeah, but you can get them on YouTube, and somebody's figured out a way to get around it. But they cut each episode into like 5 clips.
Yeah,
but none of it's been restored. I mean, like it's tragically bad.
It is. The quality is not good.
Whoever has it is sitting on millions. I don't even have a Blu-ray player, and if Arrow Video came out and said we're making Blu-rays and it will not be streaming. I'd spend whatever,
You don't have a Blu-ray player?
I mean, I got like a PlayStation somewhere. I mean, I would just stream everything.
Gamer.
No, I don't game with it.
That's
a child's toy. But no, I just don't have any physical media. I just it's starting to kind of bite me, I guess, a little bit.
You just stream everything?
Yeah, I stream mostly everything. But no, Tales from the Crypt, we were talking about all that. It was Halloween. I was like, man, and I had watched Creep Show, and I love what they're doing with Creep Show on Shudder.
Yep.
It feels so much like Tales from the Crypt. And I'm like, damn, I really miss Tales from the Crypt. And Savannah likes
You remember the Arnold episode?
Oh yeah.
Still my favorite.
Get you pumped with your little girly arms. and I mean, Tales from the Crypt was kind of like my introduction to like solo horror, to where I didn't watch it with family or friends. I could sit there and watch Tales from the Crypt. I mean, at like a little young age. And I actually I liked the Crypt Keeper. He was the scariest part of that show to a kid, but he was I kind of understood the humor, I guess.
Yeah.
So like it holds a real dear part of my heart, but I can't we can't. You just can't find it. You can't even buy it to stream. And I guess Aaron said like the only thing available, I'm sure, would be like DVDs on eBay.
The DVDs, yeah. Well, let's hit our final battle for this first 8. And we have The Wrong Turn versus The Mist.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go first on this one. I'm gonna pick The Mist. I thought that was a great movie. I read the book. It was somewhat followed the book to a degree. The ending completely different from the book, but just a great movie. Thomas Jane, I think he killed it like he did his family. So
Thomas Jane gets so much hate.
What was the original ending like in the book?
Yeah, what was that? I don't read.
So there,
I can't read. But it's a public education in Florida.
The public education of Florida prevent you from learning how to read?
Yeah, Siri answers all my texts for me.
No, the original ending, basically they get into the car and they drive they end up driving to a hotel where they run over the curb to get to the front door to get in because the things are in the air.
Uh-huh.
And they end up getting to a hotel. They find a mirror, or not a mirror, they find like an attic that's like hidden behind a mirror where they found a radio where it's telling them to come to Castle Rock. And so the ending is basically the old couple, the son, the father, the girl that he hooks up with at the store, all getting into the car or their SUV or whatever and driving out toward Castle Rock, but they're only going like 10 miles an hour because they can't see in front of them because of the fog.
Yeah.
And so it ends with them just driving into the fog with hope.
That sounds pretty lame.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad he killed his whole family.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad he killed it. Yeah. But yeah, that's the ending of it. That is the ending.
Mm.
So I'm going to choose The Mist just because I love the ending of the movie. So Bob, what's your pick?
It's gonna be The Mist. Wait, what was the other? Oh, the other was Wrong Turn. No, it's gonna be The Mist for me. Yeah. I love that. I love the story. I just kind of wish they would have, dived more into, what was going on.
Yeah.
I know you get kind of, you get the idea of what's happening, with all the like radios or whatever the hell. But the ending, of course, was like one of the craziest endings I've seen in a while. Whenever that came out, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's badass!" It still holds up to this day as like one of the great endings, in my opinion.
That is true.
Where of course you got Wrong Turn. I mean, it's like a gory gore fest, slasher type of deal with hillbillies, backwoods, and all that shit. Which I mean, it's good, but yeah, compared to Mist, I'm going with Mist.
All right, Rob, what was your pick?
It was going to be The Mist, even though Elijah Dushku is in Wrong Turn.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
and a wife beater.
But I like The Mist, and I think Thomas Jane is one of those actors that just for no reason whatsoever just got shit canned everywhere he went, and I think he's the best Punisher. In my opinion, I don't watch many comic book movies, but I remember watching his Punisher, and of course, I had watched the Punisher from the late '80s with.
Is he your favorite Punisher because he kills
Dolph Lundgren?
Dolph Lundgren's. No, he's my. I liked him in the Punisher, because I just kind of like John Barenthal. Thomas Jane is like real. He's like tangible.
Gotcha.
And then of course, when you watch the Punisher, for me, Thomas Jane he's jacked. He like transformed himself, and he didn't overact, in my opinion. I think he almost was subtle. He played a lot of it down. And I mean, I guess I don't even watch comic book movies. I don't know anything about the Punisher except for watching the movies. But I remember he got shit on so bad for that movie. I thought he was fantastic in that movie. I thought it may not have been the best movie, but it had nothing to do with Thomas Jane.
No.
Yeah, he was good, but they could have done the movie better.
Well. Yeah, I mean, they shot it here in Tampa, and I mean, the story was good. I kind of liked all the twists and everything. It felt rushed, but I thought none of it. And I remember watching, what was the Punisher after his with the big guy?
Warzone.
Yeah, and I remember watching. I think Patrick convinced me to do it.
I love the violence in that movie. Loved it.
The violence and in some of the other characters in that movie, I did like. There's this big nerdy guy, but
yeah,
I thought the actor that played the Punisher, there's nothing about him that I think was better than Thomas Jane.
Oh man, you didn't like Rick Stevenson?
I didn't like dislike him. Like I said, I don't see why it wasn't Thomas Jane. I think that Thomas Jane would have done just as good. And then I watched some of the Barenthal's Punisher. And I'm like, Barenthal reminds me more of Thomas Jane. With that, like, just intensity and the growling, and he's just like he's like
half a foot shorter too.
Yeah.
He's a short guy. I met John Barenthal. He's a short guy, and he was Punisher.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that when we meet him in public, he dresses like he's straight out of Malibu's Most Wanted. It's hilarious. It's hilarious when you see him. Like, okay.
And he seems like a cool guy. Like
he's pretty cool.
I mean, I know Danny and them have worked with Thomas Jane on like 2 movies or something, and they just said the same thing. Like, he is just this cool guy who just cuts up and has funny stories and just has a good time. And then my only other comment with it was I watched some interview with Thomas Jane, and apparently like he really loves the comics.
Yeah,
he's supposedly like big into the community, and he was willing to put up a lot of his own money to do his version of Frank Castle.
Well, he made that fan film. He made that little short film called Laundry Day. That was really good.
Dirty Laundry.
Dirty Laundry. That's it. Dirty Laundry. Yeah.
I just don't know why he's one like Ethan Hawke. I don't know why Ethan Hawke doesn't get more work. I don't know why Thomas Jane doesn't get more work.
They turned down Weinstein, and this is what happens. They
blacklisted.
It may be because Ethan Hawke is Sinister is incredible. Black Phone is incredible. I mean, The Purge, he was great in that. But he's also like this big time classically trained actor. Yeah, I just can't understand why he doesn't get more work.
Yeah,
I don't know. All right, let's hit our final four. So we have James Gunn's Dawn of the Dead versus 1408. First battle up. I'm going to go 1408 on this one. As much as I love Dawn of the Dead remake, 1408 is just, to me, a better movie to watch. I like the small little details. I like the small little implements of story that they have in throughout the movie. I got to pick 1408. Rob, what's your pick?
I'm going to pick 1408 for all the same reasons. Dawn of the Dead was really cool when it came out, but it honestly, the problem with it is it started this like 15-year zombie revolution that everything was zombies. And I think it's like, it doesn't have the staying power. I could rewatch 1408 tonight and be fine. I don't think I don't really ever have an urge to watch Dawn of the Dead 04.
It's not oversaturated the market with that genre. Okay, I feel you on that one. Bob, what was your pick?
Odd man out. I'm gonna go with Dawn of the Dead, just because, like I said, I don't even remember watching 1408. But I mean, by default, I'm going Dawn of the Dead.
Okay, hey, cool. 1408 goes forward. Next up, we have Darkness Falls versus The Mist. As I'm thinking of both movies, and I'm looking at both movies now, like on my chart, this is gonna be tough for me. All right, Rob, let's go first.
I'm gonna go Darkness Falls. I like The Mist, but all these movies are good, so I have to go with rewatchability and fun. Darkness Falls is fun. Like, I love watching. I mean, I'm not going to watch it because the sun is down, but I could watch it tomorrow in daylight and have fun.
True. In daylight.
Yeah, that movie's scary as fuck, dude.
That is true. All right, Bob, what's your pick? Darkness Falls or The Mist?
I'm going with The Mist.
You go with The Mist.
Yeah, it's a hard choice for me, but I'm going for The Mist. Just because I mean I like the story, you know, the little creature feature for me. But then of course you have the Tooth Fairy one, which is like I said, good as well. But I'm going with The Mist. The ending probably has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
That ending is. I was not expecting an ending when I first saw The Mist.
No,
I was not expecting that.
Nobody did.
So, that was a shocker. I've read The Mist. I've watched The Mist. Darkness Falls is such a fun movie. I saw that in theaters. Really well done. Ooh.
Decision is decision.
Yeah, it is. I got to go Darkness Falls just because I remember having so much fun watching in theaters, watching Windows on DVD. Is there a Blu-ray release of this, or is there an updated version release of this? Because
I think there's a 4K version I watched on Amazon, so I don't know if that means there's a Blu-ray, but it has been restored, and I mean it looks. We watched it a couple months ago with the kids.
I streamed it as well. Yeah,
it looks good.
I mean, movie's so good, Lights Out ripped it off. So I got to go Darkness Falls.
Oh shit, they did rip that movie off.
They did.
Lights Out? Really? Well, that was Tooth Fairy?
No, it was about the thing hiding in the darkness can't hit the light.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
It was really close because it's all sound design.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah.
Now, is there?
I can watch Darkness Falls over Lights Out. I like Darkness Falls. Darkness Falls just gives you the tingles.
Yeah.
Is there another scary movie about the Tooth Fairy?
Yes, there is. It was a low budget film. It has the guy from Dead Man on Campus or Freddy vs. Jason, the cop from Freddy vs. Jason. He's in it, and he plays the cop again. Where there's an evil Tooth Fairy that's coming in, killing people. And there's like black tar or black vines that's crawling all over the house. It's really good. It's low budget, really good.
We have to check that one out.
I really like that one. I did really like that one. So looks like Darkness Falls is going forward. Let's get to our final two on this category. We got 1408 versus Darkness Falls. I'll go first on this one. I got to go Darkness Falls. I love 1408. I thought that was a good movie, but Darkness Falls, it's got me wanting to watch that movie right now. I want to watch the movie right now.
Dude, it's dark in Texas. What the fuck's wrong with you? Movie after the sun is set.
Rob's gonna watch it in the morning when he wakes up.
Hey, my first viewing of the original Evil Dead was at 1 a.m. in the morning during summer when I worked at Blockbuster. I bought the VHS copy, took it home, 1 a.m., popped it in and watched it middle of the night.
Nice.
I was at home by myself.
So you're like one of those serial killer types.
I am.
But I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm sorry. I think Darkness Falls is scarier than Evil Dead.
Oh man.
Ooh.
That movie really did a number on him.
Dude, that movie, it was like the first time I watched The Ring. That movie got me.
It's funny how
not The Ring, the one with Sarah Michelle Gellar.
The Grudge.
The Grudge.
That's the one that screwed me up. That shit screwed me up. Yeah.
And it was my best friend in high school. His older brother was in college, and he got this bootleg version of it. We had never even heard. We got it like a good before anybody else did.
Boy, watch it on bootleg.
Watch this movie, and he was like all into, like, his brother John was all into like anime and stuff. And I'm like, dude, fuck off. I'm not going all the way to your brother's shitty house off Macomb Street, possibly get shot, to go watch some Japanese. No, it's this horror movie. Dude, that movie fucked me up. So that kid, that little croaking kid just messed me up. So
the little Asian kid is what did it. The little Asian that did the meowing. That fucked me up.
Oh. Oof. I don't think I've rewatched that movie. I don't remember when, because there's nothing there for me.
Did you ever see the remake?
No.
Oh, I just watched it the other night. I watched it the other night.
Oh, okay.
It's not a remake.
Is the remake the one with Lin Shaye?
Well, it's not the Japanese. It's It's the one with on the poster, the hands coming out of the head in the shower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just watched it the other day. Spoiler alert, it's not a remake.
So it's a sequel or something?
Yes.
Okay. But
So-
is that the one with Lynn Shay and she cuts her fingers off on the cutting board?
Yes.
Okay,
That's
then I
it.
did, but I don't remember a lot about it. I don't remember a lot about it.
So
It
does
wasn't
it come like
Nintendo.
after The Grudge 2 or something? Because there was a
It's-
second one, right?
The only thing I can compare it to is Curse of Chucky.
So it's like I guess it's like adjacent to, right?
Oh, okay.
It's not a remake. It's not a remake.
Okay.
It does connect. It does connect.
Okay. Okay.
But it connects loosely through Sarah Michelle Gellar, right?
Yes. No.
Yeah,
No.
okay.
She's not in it.
No. But I mean, there's like a connection between Lynn Shay or something.
There's a connection with houses.
Oh, okay. Yep, you're right. I'm
Well,
remember.
they use like the
may need
same
to watch it
house?
again.
Well, I just go watch it. Just go watch it. I don't want to give away too much.
Okay.
But
I need to
it's
rewatch
different.
it because I do remember parts of it.
It's different but good, and it was a fun watch. Not gonna lie, it was a fun watch. So, wow. Okay, Rob, what was your pick? You picked 1408 or Darkness Falls?
I'm probably gonna. I'm gonna pick 1408.
1408.
It's so close. It's so close. But 1408 is just more fun.
I thought you were going to pick Darkness Falls.
I mean, like
Right.
it's really close, and I know 1408 is not going to win this because somebody hasn't seen 1408 or remembers it. But they're really close, and they're like it's like apples and oranges, kind of.
Yeah.
But like right now, my mood, like I don't know, could change 6 months. Right now, I like that ghost story, spooky, paranormally,
Mm-hmm.
like almost like chill kind of
Okay.
like 1408's chill compared to Darkness Falls. But I love the story for 1408.
All right.
Mhm.
So, Bob, what's your pick? You're the tiebreaker.
You already know, man. I'm going with Darkness.
Yeah, I knew it. It's okay.
Collusions.
Yeah.
Yeah, colluding. Well, this is not near as bad as the whole, Jason Goes to Hell fiasco we all made it through.
All right. So for the whole bracket system, we are down to our final four, and let's just knock this out because I don't want to have to record again and try to schedule people to come in. So first up, Friday the 13th, Part 3, which you heard earlier earlier in the episode, versus Tremors, the original.
I wasn't
OG
even here for Tremors.
You know you were not.
Tremors won, right? The first one?
Tremors won the first one. Yes.
Okay.
Friday the 13th, Part 3 versus Tremors. Kevin Bacon, Burt Grummer, that old Asian guy who was from Three Ninjas.
I'm glad that Tremors won whatever bracket one you had going on before. I'm glad. I love Tremors.
Tremors is good. So, Bob, what's your pick? Friday the 13th, Part 3 or Tremors?
I'm going to go with Tremors.
Tremors.
That holds a special place in my heart. Tremors 1 and 2.
Oh.
Hey, people love the ass blasters.
I love the ass blasters, man.
All right, Rob, what's your pick?
Oh man, these are really hard.
So Rob, just to give you a heads up of what Tremors beat. Tremors beat Humanoids from the Deep. It beat
That's
Critters.
bullshit.
It beat Critters. It beat Slither. Beat
Yeah.
Beast. Gremlins 2. The
What?
Deadly Mantis. And Q the Winged Serpent.
Well,
I love Slither and I love Gremlins too. I mean, damn, I love Tremors, but man, that's a tough one right there.
Remember, it's
Yeah.
all about the brackets. It's all about how the brackets play out.
That's true.
oh man.
Damn, Slither was so good. I really like Slither.
Just to make it,
You know, he got some deer feces on his hands. He ate a sandwich. There's your fucking Lyme disease right there. Lyme disease make you turn into a squid. Ha ha, fucking ha. I do love Slither.
So
I
Slither,
dislike Nathan Fillion though. I really
the
don't
final
like that
two
guy.
for that bracket was Tremors and Slither. That was the final two.
Oh,
Oh man, that would have been tough right there.
I'm gonna have to go. Shit.
He's got to go shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go Friday the 13th. It's so close, but I just can't live in a world without Jason.
It looks like I'm the tiebreaker. I'm going to pick Tremors. I love Tremors.
I completely thought you were going Jason.
Reba McEntire, Burt Grummer, Kevin Bacon.
I love
Joe
Tremors.
Dirt's dad.
I can't remember how many times I've watched Tremors. I know I've watched Tremors more than I've watched Friday the 13th Part 3. Tremors is one of those movies my parents got sick and tired of renting for me. I would rent Tremors every time I saw Tremors.
We rented Tremors quite a bit when they basically our top 3 rentals, because I remember the people at the Blockbuster gave us hell for renting the same 3 movies like within a 5-month period. It was Tremors, it was Encino Man, and it was RoboCop 2. Those are the main 3 movies we always kept renting over and over and over.
Those are good selections.
So
I remember the first time I saw RoboCop unedited as a child. That one really messed me up.
More than Darkness Falls.
Yeah, because I was like RoboCop. I used to watch that shit like on TNT or whatever, and they would cut it all out just to where he got shot. They'd edit out all the most of it.
All the good shit.
As a kid, they're blowing his hand off and his arm off, and I'm like, what the fuck? What's that?
That's true.
Have you done like a sci-fi movie? Well, like a bracket with like RoboCop and like Terminator and all that shit on it.
Not yet, but I'm thinking about having a summer bracket, like a summer movie bracket fest.
Oh, we should.
I do want to be a part of that.
Oh yeah,
I want to be a part of that too. Because I have some opinions, and
I will have you both on for that.
I'm just going to put it out there now. Terminator 1 is better than T2.
Get this guy out of here. Get him out of here.
Better than T2.
I mean, I don't want to say that and then have Carmelo rip it off and try to claim it as his idea. But still, that might happen in the future for the summer.
Yeah, I did like that comment.
So next runner up, we have Darkness Falls versus Head of the Family. And Rob, you remember Head of the Family?
Do I?
Yeah, you were on that episode.
Of course I was.
Remember incest versus Nazism?
Yeah, incest wins. That's how we like it here in the South.
So, Darkness Falls versus Head of the Family. I'm going to pick Head of the Family just because of how silly that movie is.
Whoa. You're picking Head of the Family just because of the gratuitous nudity.
You know what? You're right.
Yeah.
So,
damn.
I mean, that movie was like really close to a Showtime Red Shoe Diaries.
It pretty much was. It was their Halloween edition. So, Bob, what's your pick? Darkness Falls or Head of the Family?
I never even heard of Head of the Family. I'm going Darkness Falls, man. By default.
Don't worry, nobody else has either.
Yeah.
I'm going Darkness Falls.
Well,
and I do like Head of the Family. I some would say I pioneered for Head of the Family. But Darkness Falls is so much better. All
right. Now we're in the final. Tremors versus Darkness Falls.
Oh, man.
Tremors versus Darkness Falls. I'm literally going to have to flip a coin for this one just because I love both of them. Even though I picked Head of the Family over Darkness Falls, I still do love Darkness Falls and Tremors. But I got to go with Tremors on this one. I just have to go with Tremors.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I can watch Tremors over and over and over again. I can just keep watching it because it's so much fun.
Yeah.
Darkness Falls, I'll watch it now, and I probably won't watch it again for like another 6 to 8 months. Tremors, I can watch every day and love it.
Yeah.
So Tremors has my vote. Rob, what's your pick?
Oh. Yeah, it's
having a tough time.
It is tough because again, they're so different. But they're both really, really good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Darkness Falls.
Darkness Falls.
I agree on rewatchability for Tremors, but Darkness Falls, if you account for everything in Darkness Falls, I just think the cinematography, the acting, the story, it's scarier. And I think it's just kind of it's a sleeper. It's more unique. I really, really like Darkness Falls.
Okay. Bob, you are the tiebreaker for this. You are the
Both good movies. Both
for
good
the
movies.
2023 Front Row Negative horror brackets. You are the tiebreaker for the winner.
Both good movies. Both have their flaws, but I mean, still both good movies. I'm gonna have to go Tremors.
Ooh,
it's okay.
And I'll tell you what helped me with deciding Tremors was the fact that Rob chose T1 over T2, so that kind of helped out too.
T1 is better than T2. It just is.
I guess that's a whole different conversation for a whole different podcast, but I'm going Tremors. Yeah.
T2 is just, it hits the same notes. It's just a remake of T1.
Can't do it, man.
T1
Can't do
is
it.
better. Arnold had better hair in T1.
Yeah.
Bill Paxton is in T1.
Oh.
Linda Hamilton was hotter in T1, which is hard to do because she's kind of a dog.
Damn.
All right, so congrats to Tremors for winning.
I can't do the whole list. I'll give them a whole list. It's a whole different conversation.
Congrats to Tremors. You are the 2023 champion. You beat out such.
This was for everything.
That was for everything. That is it.
I'm okay with that because there's no screams and no garbage on that in the winners bracket.
No screams, no Halloweens, no any of those things. So Tremors won from votes.
I'll accept it. Yep.
So again, it is what it is. I gotta thank you, Bob. Gotta thank you, Rob. So let's take this moment, since we're hitting over the hour and a half moment mark. Rob, where can they find you? What podcasts are you a part of? If you want to plug them or not, it's up to you.
You can find me on the Twitters, or as I like to call it, Freedom Book, at O'Neilio with 4 O's, ONEALI 4 O's. It's just me bitching about Exorcist Believer right now. I'm on Instagram's the same handle. I do co-host a horror podcast, the Cult Classic Horror Show. It sucks. I really wouldn't listen to it. I don't. If you want good horror movie review entertainment, I would recommend the Horror Show with Sean and Joe, because they hate Scream almost as much as I do. And I really, really like that. Yeah, I mean, that's about it. Instagram and Twitter, and don't listen to the Cult Classic Horror Show if you can help it.
Okay. Bob, where can they find you if they want to reach out to you?
We're simple, man. We're Nerds of Anarchy on Facebook, Nerds of Anarchy, Nerds of Anarchy Reborn, which is just a different one we did. So we got 2 groups on there. And even my TikTok that we're doing, it's at Nerds of Anarchy. I really wanted, I started the podcast a long time ago, but I never kind of committed to it, but I would really like to do it again. Commit to it this time. I mean, I love talking, and I know a bunch of interesting folk, and I mean, I think it'd be pretty badass, pretty entertaining. I think we'll revive that and bring that back, and I'll let you know and everybody else know once that happens. But awesome. Join us. Feel free to join us.
All right, so I guess I got to get my plugs out to Front Negative. We are on Facebook. We are on Instagram. We have a YouTube channel where it's mostly me just doing unboxing videos. Twitter, X account coming soon if I ever get around to having time to do it. We got merchandise. You can find the link in this description at Podbean, which will link to our TeePublic and Redbubble store. You can buy a lot of our cool shirt designs, which I need to get back on to doing that. I haven't done a new design in a while.
No.
I would say the last design I did, but Rob hates that franchise, so I'm not going to mention it. But still, go check that out. Buy a shirt, support us, give us a follow, give us a like, communicate with us and all that cool stuff. Also, Cross the Streams Media, we're part of that channel, so give them a listen. There's other podcasts that are on there. All of them are pretty good, except for the Movie Gap. Chase sucks balls still. That feud will never die. Chase is worse than a Chicago lawyer during a pandemic. So, with that being said, guys, thank you again for coming on. It was a lot of fun. Doing this with you, Bob, Rob. A lot of fun happening. So, thank you both again for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
No problem.
No problem. So, with all that being said, just remember, always unfollow, never unfriend. Unless it's the movie, just throw that movie into the dumpster. And also,
I did like part 2.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic movie.
It is not. Quit spreading
I may
lies.
watch
It is
Unfriended
fake
tonight.
news. It is fake news. Quit spreading lies. With that being said, Ponchos still sucks. Mr. Chris, bye.
Thanks for listening. If you like what you heard, check out crossthestreamsmedia.com to hear more episodes of this podcast and the other shows on the Cross the Streams network. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you download your favorite shows. Visit crossthestreamsmedia.com for more information. See you next time.
This has been a Cross the Streams Media Podcast.